First and foremost, my job as mayor and my colleagues' job is to, protect the interests of the city of Rye. We've proven that we've done that over and over again, and we're going to do it with Crown Castle too. Now, it's always a balancing test, right? Because, it's never as clear cut as people want to make it. Certainly there is a vocal group of folks who have the legitimate concern about how the antenna that will go on top of the utility poles are going to affect their property values and are going to have environmental impacts that may or may not be able to be mitigated. Totally legitimate concerns, and we're trying to address them as well as we can. But certain folks have taken a very hardline position that we should stop this from happening at all, and realistically, I'm not sure if that's an option that will come to pass. So what do? We try to make the best of it, and we try to have some ability to affect what these things look like, where they go, what type of impact they're going to have. What we've heard is that the really big towers are the ones that actually do affect property values, because if you're next to something that's 100 feet tall, obviously you can't miss it. So what we've considered is that versus what Crown Castle has been proposing, which is these smaller nodes that are meant to blend in with the telephone poles that they're on. Now, look, for some people, neither option is good because they just don't want them at all. But we're trying to just deal with the federal law and the state law as it exists, and what realistically we're able to do. When this whole debate came up, there was a narrative that got started, and there was this campaign where, anonymous flyers were stuffed in people's mailboxes, and I think that unfortunately got people riled up. The notion was, well, we can stop this from happening. I think that mismanaged people's expectations and got them going down a path that, wasn't going to have a good outcome. Ultimately, the City Council unanimously denied Crown Castle's application to put up these antenna. But now, as we talked about before, what happens? Now it's in litigation. Now we're being sued. Now our fate is in the hands of a federal judge. And now we're going to have a solution imposed upon us. We don't know what it might be, as opposed to negotiating something with the applicant. So I'm hoping that everyone can work together here to fashion an outcome that has as much buy-in as possible, and that acknowledges and recognizes the limitations that we have based on the law.